Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversations Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Well, it's a brand new day, it's a brand new week, and it's a brand new opportunity for you to do something amazing, and it all begins today. Also, we're celebrating a milestone today. This marks 7 years that I've been hosting this program, Conversations Daily News, on the radio dial of Mississippi, the WYAD 94.1 FM, and WYADonline.com, and now sharing it with you guys through social media. So thank you all so much for the support over the past 7 years. It's been an amazing ride, and definitely looking forward to many more. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up on this Monday. We have the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganvoich, and in today's Entertainment Spotlight, you've been part of my conversation with beauty and lifestyle expert Emily L. Foley. Enjoy today's program. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with their Monday headlines. In national news, U.S. says over 130,000 Russian troops now staged around Ukraine. Some airlines canceled flights to the Ukrainian capital, and troops there unloaded fresh shipments of weapons from NATO members on Sunday as its president sought to project confidence in the face of U.S. warnings of possible invasion within days by a growing number of Russian forces. The president of Ukraine spoke to President Joe Biden for about an hour, insisting that Ukrainians had the country under safe and reliable protection against feared attack by a far stronger Russian military, aides said afterwards. The White House said both agreed to keep pushing both deterrence and diplomacy to try to stave off a feared Russian military offensive. The Biden administration has become increasingly outspoken about its concerns that Russia will stage an incident in the coming days that would create a false pretext for an invasion of Ukraine. U.S. and European intelligence findings in recent days have sparked worries that Russia may try to target a scheduled Ukrainian military exercise slated for Tuesday in eastern Ukraine to launch such a false flag operation, according to two people familiar with the matter. They spoke on condition of anonymity because they weren't authorized to speak publicly about it. American intelligence officials believe targeting the military exercise is just one of the multiple options that Russia has weighed as a possible false flag operation. The White House has underscored that they do not know with certainty if the Russian president has made a final determination to launch an invasion. Moscow's forces are massing on Ukraine's north, east, and south in what the Kremlin insists are military exercises. A U.S. official updated the Biden administration's estimate for how many Russian forces are now staged near Ukraine's borders to more than 130,000, up from the more than 100,000 the U.S. has cited publicly in previous weeks. The official spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss the administration's conclusions. The Ukrainian President Zelensky has repeatedly played down the U.S. warnings, questioning the increasingly strident statements from U.S. officials in recent days that Russia could be planning to invade as soon as midweek. "We understand all the risk. We understand that there are risks," he said on the broadcast Saturday. "If you or anyone else has additional information regarding a 100% Russian invasion starting on the 16th, please forward that information to us," he said. But while Zelensky has urged against panic that he fears could undermine Ukraine's economy, he and his civilian and military leaders also are preparing defenses, soliciting and receiving a flow of arms from the U.S. and other NATO members. In a related story, stocks fell on Friday, this time on Ukraine worries to cap off what was a rough week. Stocks tumbled again on Friday, and this time bond yields joined in the swoon as worries about an imminent Russian invasion of Ukraine piled onto Wall Street's already heavy list of concerns about inflation and interest rates. The S&P 500 lost 1.9% after the White House encouraged all U.S. citizens to leave Ukraine within the next 48 hours before possible military action by Russia. Similar knee-jerking swings swept through other markets as investors pulled money out of riskier things like stocks and moved instead toward the safety of bonds and gold. The price of oil rose more than 3%. In more national news, Super Bowl advertisers this year wanted Americans to forget about pandemic woes and focus on the future of electric cars, mind-reading Alexas, robots, and cryptocurrency, and also to harken back to the nostalgic past with nods to the 90s movies like Austin Powers and The Cable Guy. The ads aim to deliver a dose of escapism with light humor and star-studded entertainment as America remains mired in the pandemic and high inflation. In more national news, lawyers demand serious charges for gunfire at black driver. 2 white men were arrested earlier last week, days after a black delivery van driver accused them of chasing him and shooting at him after he dropped off a package in a Mississippi city. The driver, DeMontario Gibson, 24, on Friday said he doesn't believe police took him seriously at first, and his attorneys say both suspects have been undercharged and should face charges of attempted murder. Nobody was injured, but the chase and gunfire has sparked social media complaints of racism in Brookhaven, Mississippi, about 55 miles south of Jackson, and pushback in local media from the city's black police chief. And finally, in entertainment news, Death on the Nile tops a quiet box office weekend. That made the top 5 movies over the weekend. Number 1, Death on the Nile with $13 million. Number 2, Jackass Forever with $8 million. Number 3, Marry Me with $8 million. Number 4, Spider-Man No Way Home with $7 million. And number 5, Blacklight with $4 million. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganvoich. Mary Ellen, it's all yours.
Hi, I'm Mary Ellen with your Truth of the Day. Take time today to acknowledge your growth. Regularly take time to recognize the scope of your many accomplishments. What did you learn this year or in the past few months? How will you do better in the future? Intentionally contemplate your progress instead of languishing in your past mistakes. Look closely at your life to see how you can achieve your future goals. What do you do to bring yourself pleasure or have some fun? How do you show your joy throughout your day? Remind yourself of the insights you have learned through time. How is your life different now than in the past? We are all changing from day to day, month to month, and year by year. Create a list or keep a journal to list your strengths, weaknesses, and future plans. Make sure you include facts about how your future plans will come into existence. Your now moment is simply a reality you created through your choices, passions, and diligent work ethic. Today, congratulate yourself on your successes as you enjoy the day.
We are part of my conversation coming up with beauty and lifestyle expert Emily L. Foley in today's Entertainment Spotlight. Stay with us. You're listening to Conversations Daily News. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Entertainment Spotlight. Beauty and lifestyle expert Emily L. Foley joined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to give you guys some tips to help with this cold weather when it comes to your skin. Here's a bit of our conversation.
What are some suggestions you have to kind of keep our skin moisturized?
Absolutely. You know, the most basic and important way to counter the effects of dry air on our skin is with a daily moisturizer. And the Ulla Henriksen Strength Trainer Peptide Boost Moisturizer is rich in nutrients. It's vegan moisturizer that doubles the hydration in your skin, visibly boosts elasticity, improves the look of fine lines and wrinkles, and protects your skin's moisture barrier from harsh winter elements. It's packed with ingredients like amino acids, peptides, ceramides, and collagen to bring moisture, bounce, and resiliency back to all different skin types. I also really love the unique texture. It's a balm to gel texture, so it's going to melt right into your skin, delivering major hydration, but it's also unexpectedly lightweight because just because it's winter doesn't mean we want something heavy on our skin.
I mean, we talked about skin. Let's get into hair. What tips do you have for our audience when it comes to taking care of their hair?
You know, healthy hair and moisture go hand in hand, and Maui Moisture is a vegan hair care line that I love, and it's developed with aloe vera as the first ingredient for a hydrating and healthy base for curls. And Maui Moisture Heal and Hydrate Plus Shea Butter Hair Mask is formulated with shea butter, coconut oil, macadamia oil, which work to deeply nourish and repair dry, damaged hair. It helps minimize those split ends we see this time of year.
Well, one of the things, especially here in the South, but I know nationwide, Emily, that people are dealing with are those chapped lips, right? So any suggestions on how they may be able to find some relief there?
Absolutely. We really have to give our lips more TLC in the winter. We want to help keep them hydrated all day long, and you can do that with the #1 organic lip balm in the U.S., which is the EOS 100% Natural Shea Lip Balm.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversations Daily News. We'll have you guys on tomorrow with more news, Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganvoich, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let's make today amazing. Take care.